everybody, Andy here with Andy's Dinosaur Reviews back today. I'd like to get to this one before time runs out on it because as far as I know there is a very low stock still available at the Sideshow website. So I'm going to today review the Sideshow Gastonia. Obviously I wasn't going to hide this sucker and then pull it out right before, or right after I should say, after I say his name, because this thing is extremely heavy and definitely impossible to move around with one hand as I'm holding the camera with the other one. So yeah, I kind of had to just leave it here and let you guys just see it. No surprise. You've probably seen it by now, but if you haven't, well, guess what? Today is a great day because this thing is awesome. This is the last of the Sideshow Dinosauria range that they've released. I don't know for sure if they're going to be releasing any more because as of right now, it seems like they don't really have too much interest in it. It's been quite a while since this one was released. It's been even longer since it was told or teased, and everyone was told that it was going to be released, and we have had nothing other than some new Damn Toys figures that or busts actually, not figures, and then there's a Smilodon statue they're releasing. But nothing new in the Dinosauria range. Those other ones are available on Sideshow and kind of built up like they're a Sideshow figure, I guess, with the way that they're placed on the website, but they're not. These ones, this one here is the last Sideshow figure that they've made. I'm hoping they make more in the future, but as of right now, I can't really tell. It kind of seems like they're either on the fence or they've just completely given up on it. Regardless, this thing was way bigger than I was expecting it to be when I got it. I did not have any idea that it was going to be as large as it is. Honestly, it is huge. I kind of thought it would be like maybe the size of their Carnotaurus, but it is much larger. Just look at the top of the body. It is so wide. It is just immensely wide. And extremely heavy. I'm not completely positive on what the weight is for it, but trust me when I tell you it's heavy. One thing also is that the paint job, a lot of the times when you see a prototype on the Sideshow, on the website, when they put the dinosaurs up that they're going to be releasing, they put up pictures of the prototypes, and the prototypes are nowhere near the same paint job half the time as the actual releases, the actual factory release. Notably would be like the Carnotaurus was quite different than what the prototype picture looked like. But this, in my opinion, pretty much matches the prototype picture right on. I mean, there may be some slight differences you may be able to pick out, but obviously every figure was painted individually, so they're never going to be exactly the same. But as far as I can tell, this thing is incredible with the way they painted it. The job that they did was just magnificent and much better than I would say most of the Sideshow figures are. I am a huge lover of Sideshow figures, so like I don't want to talk trash on them, but sometimes they kind of get a little careless with their paint jobs, or at least with a few of them. I can't say that with all. It's only really been a minor few that I've seen this issue with. One would be their Jurassic Park release where it was the T-Rex fighting the raptors. I thought the paint job was absolutely awful on the factory releases. I wasn't really too big of a fan of the prototype pictures of it either, but then they have other ones like the T-Rex and Triceratops that are amazing. Their Triceratops, I actually thought the factory released figures was better than the prototype. But regardless, we're talking about the Gastonia right now, so get you a little closer, you can see what he looks like. He's got all sorts of greens and blacks all over him. All the spikes on him have been painted to perfection, in my opinion. Everything about this figure is just, well, it's not a figure, it's a statue. Everything about this statue is just so nicely done. I can't recommend this one enough, and that's kind of why I wanted to get this review out there for you guys to see what it looks like if you're on the fence about buying it or have never heard of it. And you should probably buy it right away because, like I said, the low stock is remaining, so it's not going to last too much longer before it's sold out, and then people on eBay will be asking just absolutely ridiculous prices for it. One thing about mine that'll be different than the one that's currently on Sideshow is that mine has this Dinosaur, which was a limited edition. There was, I think, 200 or 400, I can't remember, but there was, I think it was 200 of the version with the Dinosaur. Now he comes on a spine here that you can, or a spike that you can remove. It's put in here like a magnet, kind of like they did with the pterosaurs on the Ceratosaurus figure. Unfortunately, this version has sold out completely, but they still have the regular version, the standard version, available, but I think the standard version is a limited edition of 400 and is also almost sold out. Now, as far as the dinosaur goes, let's lift it up. Oh, I did get him up with one hand. Move him out of the way. Take a look at the base here quick. As you can see, pegs on the feet go into these little holes here. There's 3 different holes. One foot does not have the peg that you don't really need to put into the hole because, I mean, honestly, how many do you need? On the base, you can see there are it's like a rocky terrain. I guess you would be coming down off of a hill. There's some little mosses and stuff, some foliage here and there. The base has been painted really, really well. It really saddens me if they're not going to continue on with this line, because this last one that they did was so nice. There you go, right there. Yeah, it's 200, I was right. There's the underside to show you the information on it. I have 75 out of 200. This one was 200. The other version is 400 limited. So overall, I guess there's 600. And the other version just does not have the pterosaur. And then you can take him. Well, actually, here, get a shot of the underbelly here. I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to do with one hand. Slide her back in here. There we go. It's tough to do, like I said. You guys will understand if you order one how heavy this thing is. It is very large. As far as the size of it goes, if I can get this tape measure to work correctly, we'll put it right here about his mouth. And then up to his tail here. He is around the 22 inches range. Could be a little off because it's hard to do this with one hand. And it's a little under 15 inches, so about 14.5 inches high. But one thing that you gotta take into consideration is the width is quite big. So he's probably a little over 10 inches wide, which is just massive for a figure like this. I spun him around so you can see the other side of him here. Take in his beauty from every side. He's got some scrapes and cuts here, obviously due to living a prehistoric lifestyle. Hope that this camera picks it up just as nicely as it looks in person, but I doubt it will. One thing I thought that was really cool that they did with this one, I don't really recall what them doing with others, is they put a gloss on the toenails, and I think it really brings them to life. I think it really makes them look like they're part of a live animal. Same with the eye, obviously, is a gloss on it. Get a little shot of the inside of the mouth here. So yeah, I mean, there's not really too much else to say other than this thing is awesome. And if you are on the fence about buying, I cannot get it to focus on this pterosaur for some reason, buying a Sideshow product. Jeez, let me just take this off. Can we focus on you? A little bit. There we go. Kind of. Not really. Show you how nice the pterosaur itself looks. It's also been painted really well. But anyway, if you are on the fence about buying a Sideshow product, don't be, because they are completely worth the money, or at least this one for sure definitely is. And like I said, it's low stock remaining the last time I checked on the Sideshow website, so if you want this thing, you better get on buying it soon before people start charging stupid prices on eBay. It's a beautiful statue. You will not regret buying it if you can afford it. And yeah, please like, subscribe, comment. I will see you guys in the next video.